They came into the NBA. These finals were news, but not the Stop the Presses news. Since Magic and Larry have begun writing their personal history, NBA attendance has gone up by 50%. The paychecks have increased, well, as you can see, quite dramatically. TV money up by more than 10 times. Now, literally, the whole world is watching, largely thanks to two men.
When the league really needed somebody to come in and rejuvenate it and bring the fans back into the stands. And, you know, guys they're able to make $3, $4, $5 million now because of TV revenue. And who brought the TV back? Larry and I. I would drive hour and a half, 2 hours just to get a game. I would go all the way around Lansing to find a game. I would walk, ride my bike to find it. It didn't matter.
We used to have to run from French Lick to West Baden to play basketball. We jog over and play, and we jog back. Because the only reason was back then we didn't have a basketball. So we had to go over with guys that had basketballs so we could play.
If you're listening, Dad, I just want to thank you and tell you that I love you so much.
He's my dad, he's my friend, and he's my hero. I call my dad a hip dad. You know, he can go way back into his time, but he also can come up to the 90s too and understand what's going on right now.
So your mom, how important was she for you?
She worked a lot of hours. She always worked in restaurants, always cook and waitress, and always worked double shifts, worked 12, 15 hours a day. And we used to take her check and buy all the food, and my father's check to pay, you know, most of the bills. And we just barely got by. But I think it was, I think it's a way that everybody should grow up.
Hey, I don't care for the man. He don't care for me. We're going at each other and going back and forth. And finally, after 4 or 5 years of battling each other to the end, and we have a commercial together. And I'll tell you, that day was the most remarkable day because that brought Magic Johnson and Larry Bird together. That made us become friends. That made us realize that, hey, we can compete, but we can also be friends too.
The Bird Shoe, the Magic Shoe. Choose your weapon.
I used to be able to jump a little bit, but you know, a lot of injuries has taken a lot out of my legs, and every once in a while I can go fly through there like Magic does, but Magic can't jump either, so.
You might beat me. I'll be back tomorrow. And I might take that same whooping, but you're going to have to whoop me every day for 365 days.
When I play against my little brother, I always want to beat him, and it's like, you know, don't touch me, get away from me. And then once you step on the court, it's always been like this. No matter who you play against, there's no patting each other on the back, saying, oh, great shot, this or that. It's just go out there and get your job done and go home.
It's like, man, don't let him have it, and there's only 2 seconds to go because you know he can beat you.
I never, ever give up on Magic Johnson because he's a very special player and he makes everybody around him so much better.
And that's what's scary about each other when we face each other, because we know we're similar.
He's a very special player, and the league is very, very lucky to have someone like him.
It's nice to finally get to know Larry Bird.
work now? I can sit there and watch that all night.
They have really defined it. They know it well. And as they sit there, Michael Jordan, yes, for all his greatness, going for that first ring, I think he would admit that a lot of the millions in his fortune, in his portfolio, due to what they have been able to, those two guys put together. And the league is big bucks. Any league that can have a $30 million commissioner certainly is big bucks. But those two guys have put it together. And you wonder if Larry will ever get back to the finals. And after seeing the Lakers this year, you get the feeling that Magic could be back yet again next year.
I think when you look back when they came into the league, 1979, when they faced one another in the title game, Larry, when I talked to him a couple of months ago, didn't really like talking about that. I mean, it still bothers him to this day that he lost the title game to Magic, and Magic loves to bring it up whenever he sees him.
Yeah, but the one thing that Magic talks about, you talked to him about Jordan's picturesque moves, even going back several years, Michael's first years in the league. The ring is the thing. That defines it. And both those guys, the ultimate definition of a great player in that team sport, they make everybody around them so much better.
I think that's why Magic's the best player who ever played the game.